They say this is a big rich town. I just come from the poorest part. Bright light, city life, I gotta make it. This is where it goes down.
What's up? This is Angela Yee for thisis50.com, and I'm here with Joseph Sikora, aka Tommy from Power. Okay, so I was telling you that I binge watched all of the episodes last season because I have stars already. So let's talk about you doing the pilot for that show, and did you think it would be as successful as it is?
Yeah, I mean, I think you always hope that the project is going to be that successful, but it read really well on paper, and then you add the genius that is Courtney Kemp Agbo and the incredible talent of Omari Hardwick, and then along with the creative mastery of 50, and you have a pretty good stew. But so yeah, it was delicious. So it came out well, and yeah, I was really happy that it came out that well. But I had a feeling that it was going to be good, but the success can always grow. But it turned out really well. Yeah, I was very pleased.
Do the women love you because of that character you play? I mean, you're just like the super thug, all about your business. But then when it came to, you know, your woman Holly, you were a softie.
That's true. Yeah, I think that reason is that Tommy really is falling in love for the first time. So there's actual things happening to him that have never happened before. So I think that the whole thing of love being blind, I think it's also love can blind you. And it's almost like these things would just come out of him and he'd be like, what am I doing? Like, how is this happening? But yes, she was the impetus for those kind of actions that were brand new emotions for the first time being experienced.
You were slipping a little though.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, when it came to her, I mean, she stole some earrings.
Where'd you get those earrings? These? You stole them from my damn house.
No, I didn't.
Shut your lying ass up and give me back my shit while you still have a job.
Tasha, these aren't yours. They're mine. Tommy bought them for me.
Good. Then he can tell me that himself.
You covered for her. That was a little deceptive.
Absolutely.
Didn't you think that could foreshadow to you that she's not the type of person that he should trust?
What's going on?
Please tell her. You buy those earrings for her?
Yeah, I bought them. Why, you like them? I would've got you a pair too.
Yeah, I do like them. They remind me of a pair I used to have.
Great minds think alike.
Yeah, I think that we'll have to see if Tommy has any boxes to keep little checkpoints in. If he's done any of that season 2, which will be interesting for people to check out. But yeah, that was something else because that's his sister. And to cover for that girl, I think that we've all done that stuff. And in retrospect, I shouldn't have done that. But in the moment, you know, when your heart is blinded, you do crazy things.
She gave them back to you, huh?
I got those for her. Bought these for you.
You must really love that girl.
I know, because I was surprised that you actually told her like what you do for a living and why you have so much money. It kind of felt out of character for Tommy to just, you know, open up. You seem really cautious and about your business normally.
I think it is out of character for Tommy, but one of the things that you want to watch on television is watching kind of an emotional ballet in somebody, you know, watch this crazy show, and I think that it actually humanizes Tommy. He's not just, you know, this crazy emotionless gangster, but he's susceptible to everything that we're susceptible to, and it's kind of, people can find themselves in the character, I think, a little bit easier, even though it makes you uncomfortable. It's the things you don't like about yourself.
Right.
And you're like, oh, I
You're
hate
like,
this.
stupid. You're so stupid. Why did you do that?
Like, oh, boy, that kind of reminds me of that time I did that.
And you're nothing at all, would you say, like Tommy? Or are there something?
A little bit like Tommy, sure, but I think we're all a little bit like Tommy, and I think that I definitely have a little bit of a street education, so I'm able to use some of that in the show, and but I'm not I'm not a murderer.
So, you know, loyalty to your mentor or loyalty to your childhood best friend, what's more important?
You know, I think that we'll also be seeing that, like where the loyalties lie, definitely. But I think that Tommy really wants to show Kanan, while you were gone, like, look at everything I did. And
Right.
he wants to show off for this guy that he really respects, but at the same time, he does love Ghost. He's got a love for Ghost, and he's just kind of retrying to find his friendship with Kanan and his respect and where Kanan fits into everything. And he's very loyal. Obviously, we've seen Tommy's very
he's
loyal.
super
so
loyal.
He really wants to embrace Kanan, bring him back, and give him a shot.
Oh man, here comes crazy Kanan
Oh
now.
boy, we're in the Chicago Bulls colors.
Now I see you look a lot more buff on this next season too.
I'm a little thicker.
Yes, I was thinking, does 50 made you work out on set? Because I know he's known to do that.
50's like, man, I can't have this scrawniness. He's like, it's a reality. It's almost, come on, a little realism.
No, because for real, right, in real life, I know when you go on the road, everybody's got to work out.
I'm making train because we get back in shape and it allows you to do it longer. Mm-hmm. Everything that we do when we out on tour and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
Because the wear and tear of the travel will get to you.
Now, when did you know they were going to pick you guys up for a second season? Was it early on?
After the first episode.
Wow.
Yeah, we did, the ratings were extremely good on the show from the beginning. And it was like, you know how the process is different marketing-wise for us? Like, if you got a huge audience watching you, as soon as we start the show, they're aware that I'm actively on the show. Mm-hmm. It's like, yo, I'm working on the show, such and such. And then a huge audience is already aware of it before it comes out, before the actual marketing starts for it.
Right.
Because our audience was already...
Yeah. Well, they come. One of the things that I would say that they come for 50, but they had to stay for the show.
Right.
Exactly.
So the show needs to live it up. Now I know we were in good hands, and that product wasn't going to come out. But yeah.
That was it.
But we had them.
You know, the soul on the show itself. You had the right. It always has to. It's a process finding the right talent. The process was fun though.
It was fun for you?
Yeah, it was a lot. We had really good people to choose from, like to work with, and then it was. Omari, like in the beginning, like I was like, yo, this is the guy. We should use him from Next Day Air and from other stuff that I saw him in, and then it just, Courtney had him at the top of her list at the same time, and then we reached out and the stars lined up. Like for us to get Joe and Omari at the same time, they're both first picks. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And then you get what you get. His character is more like my character. Mm-hmm. It's more aggressive because
more cold-hearted and ruthless
more
in a way.
Of the actual street.
Yeah.
The way of the street. Mm-hmm. You know, like we're gonna gain actual. It's really old-fashioned. The concept. It's like when kings would move their armies from one area to the next to conquer that area because they're stronger.
Yeah.
And then they would salvage the soldiers that were maybe injured but not.
You're very manipulative on there.
But the Tommy's character is loyal.
But isn't Ghost?
Yeah,
it is.
Ghost.
There's a lot of manipulation going on.
It's in between both. Like he wasn't aware of everything that Ghost was actually doing to position himself in the number one slot. So he's looking, going, like, why would you even think that? Mm-hmm. You know, and this is why it's like, it's a good idea that we got Kane back. And you watch Ghost be in turmoil at points because he can't even explain it. Because the time has went by. He can't just pull you to the side and say, yo, when this happened, I did this.
Right.
What? Mm-hmm.
And you didn't tell me for Lord knows how long. So when it's like you're meeting someone and you're in a relationship with them or down with them forever. You've been loyal to it, and they just tell you, "Oh yeah, I did sleep with these people."
And you're like, when did that happen?
And you didn't tell me the whole time, like. You know what I mean? Like you go, what happened? Like you
also one thing that you and I were actually talking about just on our own the other day, which was funny. We're talking about people when they're full of, when they're full of it, and there's guys like
you can curse on This Is 50.
Oh, good. So that, like somebody tells you a lie, tells you a lie, and then you're like, that was when you call them out. That was a lie, and they go, yeah, that was a lie. I'm sorry. So and they're like, you can actually save face like that, and you're like, okay, well he came clean.
If a person has been lying to you, to me, and they go, and you go. So you was lying when you said, and you go, yeah.
I did lie.
I did. You know what? Even though you've lied at that point, I can believe myself that you will tell the truth next time.
So the characters of Kanan and Ghost, I think that we'll discover in season 2. Maybe somebody goes, you know what? I was lying, but check this out. Mm-hmm. And then maybe somebody will have to keep going with another lie and another lie and another lie and another lie. So
okay, sounds like you gave us a little something. Can you tell me how is Kanan like 50 in real life?
You know what? There's not. It's more like the basic structure of like a person with limited thinking that learns what's the necessities of the street life. Mm-hmm. So I think once you learn how to get by in the street, you have some of that in you, but you don't actually implement it as strong as Kanan does. So I know some of it. I do got to work myself to a place to perform as Kanan like that consistently all the way through it.
Right.
You know, the most aggressive portion of the content that I created, like, could mirror some Kanan mentality.
Okay.
And that's the same person, the same activity that would go on in the environment. You know? So it's just, it mirrors that energy that they've seen me do on like Curtis 187. And
Nigga, I'm grimy, I'm greasy. I make a 187 look easy. Fuck that, I lay my murder game down. Push me, nigga, see what I'm about.
Those really hard tracks that I did, because it is coming from the environment, and that's why it feels like 50 Cent would have a parallel to it in a different way. But those elements are definitely, they're two worlds apart.
A lot of actors say when they are doing a role and they get really into it, sometimes it seeps into their own personal life. Do you find that has happened for you at all? Like, any changes? Does it take a while for you to get back into who you really are?
I think the only times that ever happens with me with Tommy is like if we're on set and somebody who's not part of our set comes onto the set. Then every now and again, you're good. Well, we were shooting in Queens one time, and me and Omari had this scene outside, and some guy was like, we were by the liquor store. He kind of went in, kind of went out, and they're like, "Excuse me, sir," and he's like, "Well, I live in this neighborhood." I'm like, "Get in the store, get out the store, man." It's that hard. What's wrong with you? Like, that, and Omari's just laughing. He's like, "Oh, he ran into Tommy."
Yo, the funniest shit ever is we went back to my neighborhood right before we started the season 2. To watch people respond to him be there, like, it's crazy. Like, they look at him, they don't see, like, I guarantee you that was the most he's been called a nigga in his life. Like, he was there and it was like, yo, oh, shit, Tommy, that's my nigga. Power, that's Tommy right there. It's my nigga, the nigga Tommy from Power. You don't like, yo, you know that's, he the nigga on this, huh? Like, they looking at him because they're like, because his character is.
You grew up in a black neighborhood.
But they're always like, but that's me.
Yeah.
That's me. They see themselves in that character.
They can easily see someone who's with the shit, like who's down for it. Like
you don't even look at Tommy as like a white guy. He's just his brother.
They're not using the term in a racial fashion. They're just using it like, yo, that's my nigga. Like, if you've been around here, once they identify with you not being police, my nigga, yo, where you going? You know, some people gotta find themselves, like, to find that place for the character. Like, he understood that world. He's been in circumstances and situations where he kind of knew what it was from the very beginning. So it was like, it was easy for, I wouldn't say whether it was easy or difficult for him, the work that he did on the character, because his choices are complex at point. Like, you'll look at it and go, wow, I didn't never see that. I read the paper. And when you see the scene, it feels so much different, like the choices that he decided
like
to
you
do.
didn't see it that way,
right?
But yeah.
And because, like, I'll see different emotions in his choices of what he was doing, like how the character felt versus what was on the page. You know, like, so.
With the success of this show, is Hollywood coming to you now to produce more?